Today I want to share with you the incredibly simple system that lets you predict exactly what commanders are coming next, whether it's the specific troop type that you want to predict, or whether or not it's going to be a rally or garrison captain. In this video, I can show you how you can reliably predict exactly what commanders are about to drop. And I'm also going to talk in this video very briefly about the topic of leaked commanders and why it is that any YouTuber who covers a leak on their channel is risking having their channel, no kidding, 100% shut down instantly. Yeah, there's some drama associated with that, so stick around in this video for all the good stuff. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and for those of you that are new to the channel, I've grown over 200,000 subscribers playing the game Rise of Kingdoms. And in my experience as a YouTuber, I have seen a lot of people try to cover leaks, and there are some extreme consequences that are associated with leaking stuff from a game. So if you're another content creator watching this going, I would like all this information about leaks and why it's a problem to cover on my channel, use the timestamps in the description to get to that at the end of the video. What I want to cover at the start of the video is the really simple system that lets you predict exactly what commander is coming into Rise of Kingdoms next. And this is just a very simple system. And once you see it, you're going to be like, oh, wow, that's how Chisgule always predicts that we're getting a rally or a garrison or the troop type. So let's start there. In order to understand which commanders are coming next, you need to look back in time to see the pattern. And once you see the pattern, it's actually really easy to recognize. So if we scroll way up, the way that we have been getting commanders historically in the game is a cycle of leadership commanders, then cavalry commanders, infantry commanders, then archers, okay? And then the cycle repeats itself. Now, there was a little bit of a weirdness right here in the history of when commanders made their way into the game, where the developers said, hey, you know what? We're actually going to skip leadership for a while because we're still figuring out what to do with that. And so they went right back into cavalry, infantry, and then they dropped leadership once they were finally ready, and they gave us engineering commanders. And we're going to talk a little bit about how this mixed things up a bit. But if we look at what we've historically gotten, you can see for archers that we have a Henry Boudica combo. Henry is an archer rally, Boudica is open field. And then after you get a rally commander, for Mightiest Governor, you get a garrison commander, which is what happened over here for archers. We got Queen Dido and then Zhuge Liang. So we got a rally with a fielder, and then we got a garrison with a fielder. Okay, let's look at cavalry. We go way back at cavalry, and we see that we've got Bert with Nevsky. Bert is a rally, okay, paired with a fielder. And then the next time we get cavalry, we get a garrison with a fielder. Okay, so you see the pattern here. You get a rally with a fielder, a garrison with a fielder, a rally with a fielder, a garrison with a fielder, which means, by the way, our next cavalry should be a rally lead with a fielder. Easy to understand. If we look at the history of infantry, we can see that we got garrison and field. Skippy Prime, okay, with Flavius. Then, the next time we got infantry, we got a rally with field. That is Tariq ibn Ziyad with Sargon. So we went garrison, fielder, rally, fielder. The next infantry commanders we get, which should be after cavalry, are going to be an infantry garrison and a fielder. We can predict these things are going to happen. The only thing that is a question mark for me is what the heck is going on with leadership and engineering specifically, and how will that continue to function? And we may see those be two separate cycles, a whole engineering cycle and a whole leadership cycle. Now let's talk about that really quickly. If you go way back into the history for leadership, we got Suleiman, who I would argue is actually one of the worst commanders in the game, paired with Honda Tadakatsu. So you have a rally with a fielder, okay? And then the next time we got engineering, technically, this is like two fielders. That's the engineering aspect. And then we got Heraclius, who's our garrison. So we went from having a rally to a garrison, and I expect for leadership, we're due for perhaps a rally very soon. The only question I have on this is, are they going to do like the engineering commanders always in the Wheel of Fortune? And then the leadership commander always in the mightiest governor. That's probably my prediction. I feel like the engineering commanders were so not popular that I don't think they would commit a whole commander cycle specifically to engineering. I think that's just like too risky for them because, I mean, bro, when you release commanders in this game, like the whole intention is for them to make a bunch of money. And I think the leadership commanders were so not popular. I just think it's unlikely that they give them their own cycle. Maybe they will. I don't know, man. Hard to say. All I know is that the leadership side of things, we should get a rally soon. Okay. So if I were guessing, after infantry, we might get a engineering leadership cycle. Could come sooner, could come later. It all kind of depends on how they want to make up for the weird gap where they waited longer than normal to actually release some leadership. So this is how you predict what's coming next. You look back to the previous cycle and say, what did we get? Okay. So we're due for cavalry because cavalry come after the archers here. And we got a garrison last time, so we should get a rally this time. And it's that simple. That's how you figure it out. Again, for infantry, you look at the last time, we got a rally. Great. So we're going to get fielder and a garrison. And that's my prediction for the future of Rise of Kingdoms. Well, genius. Now, you may be wondering, like, okay, Chisgule, but let's talk about leaks, buddy. Let's talk about leaked commanders. Commanders that people, either right or wrong, have very detailed information about what's about to come into the game. And why is it that Chisgule Gaming historically has not talked about that and will continue to not talk about that? And the reason's actually very simple to understand, although a little bit convoluted. And I want to put a disclaimer here that I'm not a lawyer, okay? And you should consult a lawyer if you want the truth and the details of all of these things. And maybe if I brought a lawyer on as a guest, that would be an interesting idea. But my understanding of the legal situation with live streaming or posting videos about any game is that the media rights associated with that are fully owned by the game producer. I want you to understand this for a second. My ability to post a video about Rise of Kingdoms is 100% with the permission of Lilith, the maker of Rise of Kingdoms. This is true for any game. So what does that mean? Just like how with the Super Bowl, people pay money to get the media rights to be able to, air the Super Bowl on TV, there's a similar situation going on with content for games. The difference is that game makers recognize that there's a huge benefit to my being able to show their game, okay, on YouTube, and they want all that free promotion, so they just let us do it. They don't charge us, okay? But the rights to do that are fully 100% retained by the game maker. You see where this is going? So if a game maker sees that I post leaked content on my channel, they have several options. One option is they claim that it is an intellectual property rights violation. They reach out to YouTube and my channel is shut down immediately for deploying a violation of intellectual property rights onto my channel. There are no strikes for that. You're just immediately shut down. And I know someone that happened to, and it's insane. The other alternative, if they don't want to get really serious involvement from their own legal teams, is they just issue a copyright strike. Now, a copyright strike is a 3 strikes you're out system on YouTube where your channel is shut down. If you get 3 strikes, and I think it's a 3-month window of time, maybe it's a 2-month window of time, and each strike lasts for that 2 or 3 month time frame before it falls off your channel and then essentially is removed over time. The only way that you can get rid of a strike as a content creator is to contest the validity of the strike. Okay? So literally, and by the way, that video was immediately taken down when it is issued the copyright strike. Issued the strike, like the second that the game maker issues the strike, it's taken down. And so the reason I don't talk about leaks is that I'm exposing myself either to a strike where the video is taken down, and again, my channel's under threat of being removed if enough strikes are issued, even if they're fake, by the way. Or the second option is that because, they own the intellectual property rights of the game and I'm deploying that, or whoever is leaking that on the internet, like your channel is immediately shut down if the game maker goes through some extra legal process, which they can do. And like they have legal teams and legal teams have time to just do stuff. And that's the sort of thing they could decide to do if they wanted to. So that is why I don't talk about leak commanders on my channel. And any YouTube channel that is talking about leaks is risking their continued existence as a YouTube channel. I can tell you it's just not worth it. I get that smaller channels do this because they either don't realize the risks that they're taking, or they're like, hey, I'm accepting the risks and I just want to grow my channel anyways, and I don't care. And let me tell you from personal experience, I want to show you something really quick, okay? So as you can see at the top here, I've made over 2,200 videos. Like 2,000 of those videos are about the game Rise of Kingdoms. So I know what is the game Rise of Kingdoms, okay? But I got issued a copyright strike on my channel. A copyright strike. Remember, 3 of those and you're out. And the copyright strike claimed that I made a video about some other game, and they were not okay with it. Let me just reiterate that. I made a Rise of Kingdoms video, and some other game developer said, no, that's not Rise of Kingdoms, that's my game, and I'm not allowing you to make a video about my game, which is insane. But what's even more insane is that when I appealed it and hired a lawyer to make an official appeal, okay, I was told by YouTube, sorry, buddy, we're still not clear that you have the rights to this content. I'm so serious. I basically got to the point where I was going to have to go to court if I wanted this copyright strike removed from my channel. No joke, okay? It's insane. The amount of rights that a YouTuber has is nearly 0. You are basically counting on the goodness of other individuals to remove the strike if they are wrong. Seriously. Now, in order to get that copyright strike removed, I literally had to reach out to Lilith, the makers of Rise of Kingdoms, and ask for help. And only through their help was I ultimately able to connect with someone at this other gaming company, and they removed their strike from my channel. Remember, 3 strikes and my channel is deleted. So I was falsely accused of making a video about some other game. And there's literally thousands of videos about this other game. People live stream it every day. It's like they erroneously issued a copyright strike on one of my videos for some mystery reason. And that was a death threat to my channel being shut down. 3 strikes and I was out. And if I let the 1 strike stand, I mean, what's to stop them from doing more strikes, right? Like I had to contest it, I felt. So anyways, I just wanted to illustrate how little control a content creator has if they get into this situation. You may think, oh, I'll be fine. No, you will not. You will get dunked. You will get wrecked. You will get shredded in a copyright situation. And the legal fees will be way, way, way too high to actually take somebody to court in another country, okay? And this situation is true not only for my videos, but also for shorts. It technically was actually a YouTube short that got the copyright strike, which is insane because a YouTube short makes me like 20 cents, like no joke. Like I get like 20 cents per short, even if it's really popular. Like YouTube shorts make no money at all, okay? And even if you're getting like hundreds of thousands of views, it's like, I don't know, a couple bucks, man. YouTube shorts, the monetization is not amazing, right? And hey, they're less than 60 seconds. Like, what do you expect? But I got this strike on a short and like, you know, I spent hundreds of dollars refuting the strike by hiring a lawyer and ultimately still had to reach out to the game developer for support, which is crazy. But the other thing that you can get wrecked on as a content creator is music. And this for me was really eye-opening, okay? Now, I pay money for several services now that own music and they give me the right to use that music. And I used to use other free services that would do this and like it's copyright free music, right? But the problem with copyright free music is that you actually want someone who owns the rights to claim the music. Let me explain. You want there to be an entity who says, I own this music and I give you permission to use it. You want that because in the absence of that, if you use some copyright free music as a content creator, what you open yourself up to is somebody saying, I own the rights to that music. And they can claim your video. Now, when they claim your video, you can contest it, okay? And when you contest it, you basically have to prove that you own the rights to the video. So you say, hey, I have a license to use this music. It's free to use, blah, blah, blah. But I recently had a situation where I had somebody claiming that they own the right to music, and it wasn't even the same song that I was playing, okay? So it was like borderline predatorily like rolling up and trying to claim my videos, even though I wasn't even using the song in question. They don't even sound at all alike. They just were like, claim it, right? And there might have been like a I don't know, 3 seconds of the songs that sounded similar, but they claimed the whole video, okay? All the revenue from the entire video. And I contested this, obviously, And as a content creator, when someone issues a claim, you can say, actually, I own the rights to that copyright-free music, okay? And here's my claim to that music. And I issued a couple of those complaints that were a little more strongly worded because I have hundreds of live streams that were getting hit by this same person. And I said, guys, like, can we please not do this where you erroneously strike like hundreds of my live streams? You're going to do this with every one of my live streams and waste all our time? And I didn't say exactly that, but that was sort of the tone. And they were like, okay, fine. We reject your dispute. So after they rejected the dispute, my next option was actually to go to court and do legal action or to cut the song out of the video and to just trim the video. And I was like, fine, I'll just trim the videos, man. It's not worth it. So as soon as I was nice in my request to be like, hey, I actually have a right to play this music, they were like, all right, we'll let you get away with it. They're like, all right, that's fine. We'll remove the claim. But I had to be nice. As soon as I accused them of being predatory and like, you don't own this and blah, 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 they were like, take us to court, bro. So you have absolutely no control, even when they're in the wrong, even when anyone can hear like, wait, these songs are nothing alike. Someone can claim your song, claim your video, and wreck you and make you have to take them to court. Okay. And this is maybe an over exaggeration of exactly, you know, how bad it is, but this is legal action. These are legal actions that you have to take as a content creator. This is not willy-nilly stuff. It is legal, take you to court if it escalates situations. And that is why I never touch leaks on my channel. Okay. Other people can take that risk and good for them. Good luck to you. I won't even show the channels that are right now taking these risks because then my own channel is put at risk because I have a leak in my video at that point, right? So I don't go anywhere near leaks, and that's why. And hopefully this helps you understand at least what's coming next in Rise of Kingdoms. If you enjoyed the video, do me a huge favor, throw a like on here, consider subscribing. And with all that said, if you want to see a video where I explain which commanders you should get rid of from your roster to make room for new infantry and new cavalry, which we know are presumably around the corner, I'll have a card in the end screen for the best investment tier list in just a second.